Doesn't
All right, welcome to the match between King Marv and Dark Joy. Best of three, of course. There was a slight confusion between if it's best of three or best of five, but obviously it's best of three since there are two more matches left. Let's quickly go over the civs that they're picking. So the first ban is Aztecs and Malay. Now we have seen this many times already, and it's not surprising anymore that these guys want to ban these civs. Of course, Aztecs is one of the pretty strong monk-rush civ that's pretty much very hard to deal with. Let's see.
Right.
We have our co-caster here, Derp. Thank you, Derp, for showing up at a very short notice, as these players just decided to completely play ahead of their time. They said 19 GMT, and, well, here we go.
It's clips, man.
Yeah, happens. All right. The link is in the chat, in the lobby over there. We can see. So the bans I was explaining, they got Aztecs and Malay banned in the first, which is quite understandable. But then Marv picked Teutons, Mayans, Spanish, and Ethiopians. Not sure about Ethiopians though. And then Joey picked, well, Slavs, Celts, Malin, and Goths.
Goth, man. I picked Goth.
You picked Goths. Alrighty, so Joey, just don't start right away. Give one moment so the co-casters can get
maybe you can start, it's fine.
Oh, okay, perfect.
No problem, guys. You have time.
Pretty much up to speed.
I will make you host. You can make me spec, please. Oh, I made King Marv host, sorry. Spec, please.
Let me see. Slow skills, millions.
Excuse me.
Oh man, he's gonna go for the Uber counterplay with the ghost.
Oh boy.
That's such a risky strat, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it can definitely work. I mean, if he picks goals against Maya, you must win.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pick Goth.
Alrighty, so Joe, you can wait in the other room just in case the map is bugged. We can immediately inform you of that. Marv, I guess, is not on Discord, but that's fine. One of you is fine. It's more than enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Can you put me on channel though? Wait, need to GB.
Sure.
Thank you.
Chris said he will join us for co-cast as well, but as same way you said, he may go on and off a little bit since this was totally unscheduled. Alrighty.
Can you put me on the other room music, please?
Yes, I can. Right away. Have fun, Joey. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. So what do you think about the Civ draft for Joey? You picking Guts over there?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Because
I like Celts and Slows, but Ghost is like, if he picks Ghost and Marv goes Maya, he wins like super hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like super. It's the only thing I can think of why you would do that.
But I guess it's the mind games as well, right? Like Marv will be like, "Fuck, if he picks Goths, what the hell is gonna happen?" Because then.
But I think Marv will just not go Maya now.
Yeah. What about Ethiopians? I mean, Shotels pretty much do counter those Huskarls, but you do need a lot of castles to get those guys rolling out because you're not gonna get champion line. Archers are not gonna cut it. What else do you have left for that then? Not in the best situation.
With wreck Ethiopians, actually.
Yes. In team games, they pocket by pocket, this can still work because the Shotels do really hit hard. But in 1v1 situation, I mean, you're not gonna have 4 castle pumping out hotels, right? Goss is just gonna put 10 barracks and then you're screwed. Oh, by the way, we're in the game. Oh boy, let's have a quick look. Slavs versus Ethiopians. I will let you completely describe Marv's potato map because that's what it looks like. Go
That's
ahead.
potato map.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. I agree with you. It's a terrible map, especially for Ethiopians because you kind of want to do that big boom with them. I guess that's the only reason I can really think why you would do Ethiopians, or you at least want to have some sort of boom, like 3 to C at the very least. So this is terrible for him. Yeah, everything's forward.
Okay, this is really, really bad. If I want to jump in and say that, I mean, okay, go ahead. You can describe the resources, whatnot.
Everything is forward.
Everything, really.
Oh, the berries are in the back, I guess, and the wood line.
You know what? That's actually a good point out. I mean, that's the only thing that is in his back is his wood line. If that didn't exist, I don't know what this map would be then. I'll quickly describe Joey's map. So Joey is playing Slavs, and he does, once he deletes that wall over there, he has back gold, second back gold, or you can call that extra gold. That he does have his. Well, no, that's his. That's his extra gold, and then he has 1 forward gold, 1 forward stone. His secondary gold, or is actually outside as well, quite over there. Berries in the back, zebras in the base, stone on the side. Actually, he has the kind of map you would want as Slavs. What do you think, Derp?
It's not a great map, I think, because of the stones, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like you can make this work for sure. Like the stones are far enough apart that you should be able to survive a thrush, and I don't really think any super aggressive fast imp stuff is gonna come his way. So
yeah,
I think it's fine. I think Joey should have a better map and a better save on this one. So
yeah. By the way, the game seems paused for me. Is it the same for you?
not right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe I need to speed up a bit. I'm not sure.
No, mine paused right away, so I will try to.
I'm at like 4 minutes right now.
Yeah. I will rejoin. I think this was a bug from my part.
I guess. Oh man.
Okay,
So?
I am there now.
You're
Yeah,
back?
now it's working for me. I will try to catch up very quickly.
So how do you think this will go, actually, this kind of game?
Unless let me reduce the game volume as well. In my opinion, Joey should be able to win this pretty comfortably, just because of his simply because of his map. Ethiopians can do fast arbalest and bombard cannons way before he starts seeing SO and champion and stuff like that. But until then, there shouldn't be any problem for Joey to win, in my opinion. He just boom big, and if he's allowed to get past the minute 35 mark, I think Slavs should pretty much easily start demolishing everything over there. What do you think?
I think so too. Pretty much the same. Like there's a frame where Marv has probably about similar eco, even worse though still. But then he can kill maybe early, like going Arbalest against Slavs. I don't know.
Yeah, as I said, if you like do the whatever similar to Vikings with BBC, that's what I call Ethiopians really. You can do like even Rams would work at this point, I think. So you can do maybe 24-minute click up, don't give a shit about relics, which is kind of very risky. Just go for pure boom and walk out of your base like with arbalest and bombard cannons minute 24 and just have like 6 bombard cannon by minute 30 and just demolish everything that will possibly come out. But again, you are on a time crunch. One thing goes wrong and it's just there's no coming back from that, in my opinion.
It's risky. So Marv is going for a thrush here, and I guess that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, look at his map.
Yeah.
Even if he was Slavs in this position, I would still be okay him trushing because he has nothing, man. He is really, really nothing over there.
Well, he's actually going to a spot that will hurt him quite a bit. Even though Marv doesn't see that at all, he's going to the main gold and the main stone.
Oh boy.
So actually, that can be pretty good for Marv here.
Well, if he can make
But
this work,
Sloss-
that would be good.
Sloss are so good against. Like if Joey plays this right, Sloss should just win this so easy.
Yeah.
Take the back gold, you make 8 farms, then you go like Knights, Rams, or just Siege even, and that's it.
That is actually very true. And as I said, Slav should have this thing in the pocket. The only thing you should be just concerned about is if he screws this up himself, that's when Marv has a decent chance. Otherwise, this is really, 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 really bad.
Yeah. What's he doing? Okay, he's just gonna wall. That's good.
I would say put a palisade gate right over there, like where the wall is punching, even if you build it like 50 HP, because then one villager will be punching that place, right? So I would put a gate over there and
Yeah,
then
that
just
would be
walk back. Make
just a
complete the wall.
house even.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
his-
a house would be perfect as well. The reason I said gate is because you can build it from very far away, right? From the corner over there and just build it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The gate is really weak.
Yes,
But these
that is
walls,
true.
like it should be diagonal walls because now you can just put a tower on the gold. Like that. You can really
Yeah.
just make the wall so you cannot make it there.
In my opinion, when you're defending from Trush, you want and correct me if I'm wrong, you want to give the other guy least a space that he can, make those towers in. Because right
Yeah.
now, he's gonna put the tower, the farming around that TC on that side is gone. Then-
Counted out.
Yeah, and the
Or-
next, like if he made this box much smaller, it works in his favor, right?
Yeah.
But this is a bad tower because he can just go punch it. I would already go punch the tower while I'm building mine. What do you think?
I don't know. Like the tower from Joey is bad as well, in my opinion. But
Really?
just because of location, because Marv can just go and break the right side now, and he has no stone. So what's he gonna do?
That's true. But do you think he can just go punch this tower right now? Like if he was punching,
yeah,
this
he
tower
he
would
could
go
rush it
down.
Yeah, I would have rushed this as well. True. Because you're in the DC range, right? So he cannot do
You're,
it to you.
you're in TC range, and the other tower, there's no fletching either. No, he's doing it right now. He's doing it right now, and he's gonna go punch the other. Now the other tower is too.
No, this
That's
is
bad.
not.
That's bad. You don't do that. Oh.
This is too YOLO.
Yes.
That's a throw, right there.
Okay.
Oh, why
That's
does he
not
do
the
that?
best. Okay, but at least he got the one. He may lose wills because.
But he doesn't need it. Like his goal is so far back, he can just make another wall and he'll be fine.
Mhm.
Like he doesn't need to do this at all. But he can still support the other tower, so I guess he can be okay-ish. But lost a veil now, 2 veils behind. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes no sense. How close is the castle? It's super far away as well.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, when you get trashed like this, you want to add a lot of farms instantly,
Mhm.
so you start getting food income, and you don't delay your castaways. Like
in my
shit ton.
opinion, and what do you think about this? I think Joey should get fletching so his other tower can start hitting those villagers. But now again, it's too late.
Yeah, it's
Now
okay,
it's
this-
again too late because the other tower will come up, and this is bad. Like this is where King Marv is easily capitalizing on this, right? He's gonna have his third tower, and then he's gonna have a fourth tower too. And now see, he's gonna fry those villagers. Oh, now see, this is how you throw away a game. There you go.
This is such a shame. Like this is so unnecessary. All of this. If you
Yes.
just chilled out, went back a bit, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I always say this. I think Thrushes and Arena are super overrated. They should never work. Like they are. I don't get it why it works sometimes.
No, the reason it works is not because it can be super strong if you have a potato map, right? Oh my god, did you see those villagers were actually gonna walk all the way past over there?
Oh man, that would have been amazing.
This is crazy. But the reason Trush actually ends up working Derp is a lot of people start making mistakes. They're under so much
Yeah,
pressure, and then they're
That's why I
like,
don't
yeah.
like this strategy so much because it's all based on the other guy fucking up big time. Like
Yes.
that's why I hate having to do it as well because then it's not gonna be even if you play it perfectly, you will still lose most of the time.
Yes.
Oh, if he walls him in now, he can Oh man, that would have made amazing.
No, you didn't. Oh, yeah, you were right. If you went around and put Faustin Gate over there
Yeah,
and there,
yeah,
then
and then just go full fill fight. That would be
oh
amazing.
yeah, that would.
I
Yeah.
would have tried that for sure.
Yes. Oh, boy. But I think damage is done. Look at the village count.
Yeah.
I know it's not a big one. Slavs can probably still catch up, but hey, Ethiopians are not bad either, right?
But
When
this
they
is
go up.
huge, man. It's 5 villagers, minute 17. Even though nothing should have happened at all, it's huge.
Yeah.
And now Marv's even towering the other
The
stone.
stone and
so
then
he's-
out of stone right there.
Like if he
Yeah.
was close to Castle Age, this would be okay-ish. But he's not even close to Castle Age. Marv would probably be similar up.
Yeah, I don't
later
understand
on.
why is he not using that wood. Joey has 260 wood. Just put like 5 farms. Like make sure your wood count is 0 right now.
And Joey keeps trying to rush these towers, but it doesn't work against anyone who
Another
has...
villager down, by the way, over there. And now Joey's housed. Well, he's not housed anymore. He lost that villager. My god, wall that shit, man. Oh my god. Oh, are you watching the down part?
Yeah,
He's actually putting a tower there.
the towers.
Okay, I don't like this from Marv. Marv should probably walk in and then do this. That would have been better.
Well, if you walk in, he can get trapped and stuff.
Stonewall himself, man.
Marv should have made a gate next to it so he can
Yes.
walk in.
Yes. But I think the damage is really done because that villager that's roaming around in the corner coming through the gate probably will die. No,
that's
not.
not
Yeah. Okay, there's nobody in the tower.
Oh, it should be fine.
Yeah,
when
but
he's
there's 6 villager difference, right?
not- Yeah, it's insane.
I don't like
Yeah,
this.
it's such a game, like,
this 6.
It's so unnecessary to lose so much here. And especially his uptime. Like, if he defended normally, he would be up like 18, 19 minutes, and he would have similar view. Like, the difference is insane with that. All he had to do is just not rush the tower, and that's it. And keep his TC working. And
Like,
that's everything.
if you want to rush the tower, that's fine, but then you have to time it perfectly, right? I mean, a lot of times, if you see Black Forest player, people who are playing Black Forest, they would do this a lot better because they do this shit all the time, right? Put one village in the back and then capitalize on that. But you can't do like, oh, he's building a second tower, now I'm gonna go rush the first one.
Here he goes again, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. If he just made this tower on a proper place, he wouldn't have needed to do
Yeah.
this. Like,
Exactly.
this tower is bad for him, but only because he just didn't count the tower properly.
You know, you're saying exactly what Dench says to Dench is. Oh my god! By the way, 2 more villagers dead. 3 more villagers. Oh my god. Dench says the best way to react to a trash is react least to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. of
Yeah,
course.
don't go like, oh fuck, I'm gonna punch this tower while the second tower is being
Yeah.
built up, put my own tower, and then lose 5 hills with.
Yeah, but that's why rushing a tower down makes no sense, because you don't need to do that at all, right? It's
Yeah.
more the kind of stuff you do when you're, for example, if you're the attacker and you really need to get in further, you can do something like that,
Mhm.
but it makes no sense to do it.
By the way, it's 10 for 1. Just saying, it's 10 for 1. It's 10
Kitty, yeah.
villager,
Yeah, it's-
And it's actually not even the villager difference 10, it's 17 in actual game if you see closely.
But yeah, now it's really bad because this will turn into Castaway's pressure, because he's so slow, he cannot
Mhm.
pressure him out of his base in time. So it'll turn into Castaway's pressure, and Marv can literally just make a barracks and make pikemen for
Yeah.
free. And yeah,
I would hate to say, but this is really bad. This is really bad for Joey.
this is almost impossible. Like, it can be work if you maybe kill all those 4 vills, right? But he should have been up like 3 minutes earlier for that.
Yes. Especially with the Slav eco. But man, he took so much damage. Like, my goodness, look at the villager difference. Like crazy. Now,
Yeah.
Botkin is coming up. He's gonna wall those villagers in. And oh my god, please don't try to kill the towers with those knights now. They're gonna die. One pikeman is gonna come out of that barracks, right?
No, it's too late. Yeah. It's 3 pikemen, right?
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
gonna come right out, and then your knights are.
And then he will add the monastery, workshop, and this pressure, and then you would just fast it maybe.
Like in
something like
my opinion, he can easily boom behind it. He's exactly doing that. He's putting 2 TC because he knows he's done so much damage. He gives a shit about that. He's just gonna put a siege workshop,
You can do that, I guess.
5 pikemen and 1 mangonel and just defend this place while he easily booms behind this. And
I mean, you can just pressure with 1 monastery and a workshop, and
he's
still
doing
boom.
that. He's doing that as we speak. Look at that. There's a monastery coming up right there.
I'm gonna be right back for like
Sure,
5 minutes.
absolutely.
I think this game is over anyway.
No worries, no worries. Take your time, buddy.
Yeah. Yo, see you, man.
See ya. Alrighty, so university coming up here as well. That's a lot of wood spent. But his eco's looking pretty good. Joey is trying to catch up in villager count. He's about 11, 12 villagers behind. Let's see how that works. Ooh, mangonel fight. That didn't go. Oh boy, everything is going wrong here. And this whole time, Joey is only on 2 TC, so this villager count will grow. And these are watchtowers. I'm not sure why he got the university. He has a lot of wood again. I don't know what his plan is. He should have a lot more farms over here, so he can produce from all the town centers. Okay, he is getting guard tower finally. So these towers will probably become impossible to kill. He's putting a 3rd tower there as well. I would just put a tower here. And then capitalize on that. He's gonna pick up relics. More houses, Marv. And balance your eco. You have way too much on gold. You perhaps could go on wood and food a little bit more. Now let's see what Joey can see. What I like is Joey is putting the TC over there. That's really good. Did Marv see that? Okay, Marv did not see that. Okay, that's really good. Delete this tower. Ooh, Marv found him out. But the TC is done, so I think it will be fine. But now Marv knows where to attack, right? He can come and put 1 tower here, and this place is also over. And the villager count is about almost 17 vills now. Because this is his 3rd TC. You don't need a siege workshop here, man. Just come put 1 tower here and this whole place is gone. Eco's pretty well. 2nd monastery. What the heck is Marv doing here? Okay, so there's a bit of a mango fight here, which is not gonna go good under those 2 towers. Okay, 1 for 1, not bad. He needs a castle here. Like, you need a castle here to kill this forward. Now, Joey has no wood, no stone at all, and Marv does. So I think Marv can come in and easily put a castle here, and this will be really bad. Just exactly clean this up, and oh, there we go. Exactly, castle over there. Be careful of the mangoes. Those villagers should be pretty safe unless they want to die under those guard towers, which they will. So that's 1 for 1. There we go. Okay, this could be bad. What? Marv, you don't push unless you know you're gonna win the siege fight first. Oh boy. And you should easily win that. Yeah, kill your own mango though. Kill the fucking mango, not the... Yeah, Wow, this is how you screw this up. Oh boy. Okay, so one mango is gonna come pressure this place. Marv is on 4 TCs, if I see that correctly. But Marv should be putting this pressure a bit faster because, again, if you're giving time to Slavs, this is not gonna be good. He does have two back goals, which he's easily taking, and a third one here too. This is quite friendly over here. This villager should die. This is a lot of idle eco, okay. Shoot. Okay. Joey's sending a mango, okay. But those pikemen are there. That's a lot of idle villagers, okay. Kill the mango. Very good. Ah, don't kill your own knights. Yeah, you killed your own knights, buddy. So what is Marv planning to do with his castle? Well, he's out of stone. He could easily buy some stone and put either a castle here, or I would say even here it would be perfect. That's a nice slow knight. Monks coming up.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so Marv kind of really messed his castle placement up, completely traded unfavorably, and somehow let that go to shit. But at the same time, Joey isn't defending that TC on top correctly either.
He's gonna lose all that shit on top. I don't know why he's not. I guess he has redemption or.
No, he just sent out like Ethiopians had pikemen with a monk and mangoes, while Joey tried to clean that up with 3 knights and 1 mango, 2 mangoes. Of course, that's not gonna work, right?
Yes, 3 scorpions and then 2 mangoes. So I would at least try to defend it a bit.
Yeah, as I said, he was trying to do it with knights, right? So that didn't quite really work out well either. And now Marv is trying a second attempt to make the castle over there. This is really looking bad for Joey.
I like Joey's lumbercamp, man.
Lumber
It's the
camp.
same lumbercamp. It's the
Oh
same lumbercamp as what I
shit! Well, look at his farming eco down there too. It's not really good, and Marv has so much enough resources, but he's like, "Hey, who needs Imperial Age, right? I'll click up and I have exactly 2k gold." And look at his resources. Now he has 2k gold. He's clicking up.
Yeah.
Because I think Marv is still. Sure, go ahead.
He's going barracks for some reason. I don't understand that. I think his only chance for Joey now is like super fast Cavalier Ram push. I know it's gonna be hard because he has spikes and stuff, but it's your only shot, I think.
In my
maybe champion can work, but
in my opinion, I don't think so. Joey can kill this castle ever in my entire life, no matter what he does.
It should be impossible at this
Yeah,
point.
you know why, right? He's gonna make 10 shotels so fast, and they'll just kill the rams instantly, while he can barricade that whole place with stone walls and make it like a little cage. And I don't think so. That's gonna happen. Oh no, Joey, don't make a castle there. He's gonna get into a trap war.
Trap. It's not the worst, I guess.
It's not the worst, but I think he should have made that backward, mass 3-4 traps, and then fought it out, right? Because
yeah, I mean he's gonna like Marv's gonna go bombard cannons, and then he might lose the castle.
yeah, he has 4 siege workshops already.
That's why I would like, if you have, for example, Cavaliers now, you go into siege ram, you can maybe surprise him, you know, and kill all the bombard cannons and run in.
And you can delete practically all your walls and just run behind them, right? You can attempt to pick up a decent engagement, but he is not doing any military, so that's kind of...
Yeah, he's going full for the trap war, and then probably like Onager or something like this. But I think this is the time to play super campy and passive.
Yeah, he's doing archery range? What do you think about that?
He's doing everything, man, but he's doing nothing at the same time, you know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so he's up. he's wow. Marv is doing onagers and chemistry. That's quite onagers from Ethiopians. Okay, in this scenario, do you think it was needed?
Uh,
What would you do if you're
it's a bit,
Marv plays? What's your go-to?
like I think it's okay. I'm not sure what I would do. Probably BBC at first. I would try to see something from Joey to really make a choice here.
Right. Well,
Because like
those
it's really hard to
Rams
do
will
something.
destroy his base. That I can assure
Yeah,
you.
I guess he
Because
can just go siege.
yeah,
What he's doing right here with the Arbalest probably is what I would do. So
yeah. And I
it's
mean, look
hard
at
to make a
4
choice.
relics, right? He can pick the 5th one too. I don't know. Marv has issues with that last relic where the monk is standing next to it, but he does practically have 4 relics while his opponent doesn't. The good thing is that Castle went down, but how does Joey plan to kill those rams? He hasn't made anything to kill those rams until now, and now they're
Yeah,
siege rams.
totally sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Orange is a bit too late,
just
right?
too little, too late at this
Yeah.
point. Like it's impossible to. Like, if you, for example, run it with like 20 Cavaliers at this point,
It's
maybe.
much better position. And GG
Yeah,
called.
GG gold. That's over.
In my opinion, this was a complete throw from
Yeah.
Joey.
If he just casually went fast castle, like minute 17, 18, just
Mhm.
with some balls, he would. Maybe he should win that pretty easy, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, Marv had one of the worst maps I've seen. Like, he had the only thing you mentioned he has in the back is his berries and woodline, because why not, man? They're so relevant, right? Let's do that. But other than that, he could have easily just been in a pickle over there the whole game. But I guess he counted on Joey making mistakes, and that is exactly how it turned out to be. We had
Played it properly. Like he had to do that probably. So
yeah, as I said, I totally agree with his choice over there, and you're right. Any other strat would have kind of like he could have done the fast, Imperial with Archer's bomber cannon, but then maybe Joey was also gonna pressure him in Castle, and then his whole plan goes to shit, right? So
yeah, like it would just be too hard to defend. Like maybe if you go some map control with expos or something like that, but then you already are in this too slow mode.
Exactly. And you're versus Slav, right? It's a ticking time bomb. It's literally a ticking time bomb. And even in this game, when you were away and Joey had a slight better, like there was only 11 wills different, and that's when Joey made the TC outside. He was doing that, and I was like, okay, if Marv doesn't screw his part up here and not pressure this, Marv is actually back on that timer, because then Slavs can do a lot of things. But then Marv did the right thing. He went pressured the TC outside and capitalized on all the stuff that was he could, and it put him in a much situation again. All right, so let's look at the civs again. So we are out of Slavs and Ethiopians. What do you think would be a safer choice over here for at least Joey, since he knows he's kind of on the back foot here?
Let's see, either Spanish Maya or Tooth. I don't think Marv will pick Maya because I think he does just not want to use that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Celts or
Spanish.
It's tricky.
But we're in
Like,
game,
really
and
Celts,
we have the answer right away. We have Teutons versus Malians. What do you think about this matchup?
I think Malians will get wrecked with Teutons. So yeah, it's why I prefer Celts personally. But
Right.
Not 100% sure if I'm correct there.
Well, Malians...
Because it was kind of expected, right? Because Marv would just do, or well, maybe it wasn't expected, but like Joey cannot afford to lose right now. So if he's fighting Teutons, he needs his better late game against that, I guess. So Celts can do something against Teutons.
Yes, true. I'll start with Marv's map this time very quickly. Let me, before I do that, I will quickly update the scoreboard. There we go. Okay, 1 for Marv. All right, so yellow. Marv playing in the yellow forward gold next to his gates over there, but then he does have 2 back stones. Forward a second gold and a bugged third gold. What do you think about this?
Bugged where?
Right
Yeah.
there. Should we? Is this something we can call?
I don't know what your reason or what your rules are, so I'm not
Well,
sure.
he's gonna be
It looks pretty
playing.
playable, but yeah, it is bugged technically. So I'm not sure what rules you have for your tournament.
I'm not quite sure. I will tell them to pause the games until we decide this. Just give me 1 second. I don't want it to go past
If
minute
your
5.
rules is any of the golds are bugged, then it's a restart, and then it's clear, right?
Yep.
So
1 second. Joy,
Doesn't that
pause the game for a minute, please.
Yeah.
Just pause. Thank you. Just 1 second.
does it
All right. So the way I've set up rules is if this will impact the player's performance in any specific way, like in a real challenging way, then it is definitely bugged. So do you think this will this will hinder Marv's performance in an impactful way?
oh, it could, but yeah, well, it's hard to say, right? I mean, in rated match, this would be pretty acceptable
This
or
is
like perfectly
okay.
fine, but
Okay.
like all his goals are forward, so that kind of gives him no chance to go outside and take this gold if he's pressured on the top.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. So it's pretty bad for him, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's not huge either.
I will
Bad is
give.
bad.
Okay, I will give Marv the option over here because he can decide. It's still like 5 minutes. I told Joey 5 minutes. He paused 5 minutes 6 seconds. That's not a big deal. That's fine. But this will impact him. So that should be with the rules that if it does impact a player's performance in any significant way, I mean he will be playing with 1 gold pile less, right? And he has to clean
Oh, if
this out.
those are the rules, then this should be a restart. I
Sure,
guess.
I will tell them. Just 1 second.
doesn't
Joy, you have
Yo.
to read this game. His map is bugged. Marv's map is bugged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just
by the way, I lost a villager to lag. That's not. That's impossible, man. I did garrison my build, then ungarrison fast,
it's
and
fine. It's fine then. We're just looking at the map for Marv and just tell him it's a re because his gold is bugged. You can tell him in the chat that
yeah,
it's
it's fine.
it's a
I
bug.
did already.
Yeah. All right.
doesn't
All right, it actually would work out for both for some reason because some reason Joey also lost his villager, so he had no problem in calling a re. Oh boy, but yeah, this will impact Marv. He's just gonna be playing on 2 goals, right? So
Oh,
this
so they're not restarting?
they will restart. Yeah.
Oh, they will restart.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like if Marv had sometimes you have the extra goal in the back. I think then
Yeah,
this
but
would have
like
been
this-
fine because then you're still playing fair, and then we could justify that he still has 3 golds and he can play on 3 golds and he can still dig this one out with a TC or something. But if he's literally playing on 2 golds all game, I think this would be kind of unfair for him, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's for a tournament, I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty minor thing though, but yeah, I guess it makes sense.
You only had 2 golds.
You did get an option, right?
No, I couldn't even talk to Marv. He's not on Discord.
Oh.
Yeah. Trust me, he doesn't want to play this map. His both goals are forward, so he can't say that. No, I wanted to play this or whatever.
Oh.
It's definitely. But no, it's fair. I think this was a right decision because, in simple words, 2 goals instead of 3, which is standard. So it's fine. It could be a re. And this should be in favor of Marv completely.
Yeah, it would be nice if we had maybe a bit better defined rule, as in.
Yeah, next time
Because right now,
what I can do is write them down more specifically. For me this time when I was thinking of these, and as I said, this is my first time, so I really would use most of this next time and then add extra features. But my general opinion was if this would impact the player's game in any significant or even modestly significant way, I think then it's understand like it's common
because of
sense then,
the,
right?
if you had one gold in the back, I would say it's not worth reading. But
Exactly.
now I guess he could get fucked back
Yeah,
pretty hard.
exactly. And then what would happen is when this game goes like minute 25, and then he's like, okay, I had a third bug. My third goal was completely
Yeah.
bugged. Why didn't the mods say anything? You know? This is why to avoid that, I would just say, no, you are playing with one less gold. Just do a re. It's I think the right. It's a safer decision in this case. All right, so we should see another start in 50 seconds, and I think then we're back in business. So yeah, Malians versus what did we have? Teutons again. What do you think Malians should do in Castle Age? I mean, you can't smush Teutons, obviously. You can't trust them either. What would you do? Pickle.
I think maybe 3 boom, 60 pop, hand cannoneer push with Malians is okay. Because
Really
you have
fast.
faster uni, and then if you go like, yeah, so you boom to like 60 pop, then you idle until you get up. So you're up like minute 25-ish, I think, then.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can actually do something with gunfire push, and then Citizens is not fast enough yet to have. They will not have like siege on it yet, so he has to go like cavalier or something, and then you can maybe switch to something else. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best option here. In Castle Age, it's so hard to push students, honestly. Like,
They're the one of the
uh,
most defensive
yeah,
civs that's out there, right? In my opinion.
yeah. I mean, they are really
Yeah,
great at
because you know
defense.
what will happen in slightly Imperial Age once they get crenellations, you can say goodbye to your BBC as well, right? You're not gonna kill those castles without your own trebs. Those
Yeah.
crenellations are gonna fry everything, and Malis do not get siege engineers either, so that will hurt them a bit. All right, so let's talk about the maps here quickly. So in yellow we have Marv again. His goal couldn't be any worse. The one in the front.
Yeah, his map is arguably worse than the previous
Well,
one.
actually, he does have two back goals, then. So
Yeah, but at least one stone is really nice, obviously.
yeah, but two back goals, as I said, in this case, as we compared from last time, he only has 3 goals, but one is forward, 2 are completely in the back, so he can always take them. Not ideal, obviously. That's a marathon for villagers to get to the last third goal, but it's still there. You know, he's not going to be short of any resources. Stones are pretty horrible. That part of the map isn't the best as well. Go ahead. You can go with Joey's map.
Let me see. Actually, 2 back stones, back gold, so that's fine. Like the main gold is obviously very shit, but yeah, I think it's okay. I think maps in this matchup, unless they go like Thrush, is not the
Gonna
most
be
important
impactful.
thing
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I mean, Joey does have those 2 goals kind of out there. I mean, any aggression on this side would kind of or very soon take him away from those goals. But
Yeah,
again,
that would still hurt a lot, getting pressure there. But
yeah, but again, Joey also has a back goal that he can run to, right? So I think these maps are quite fair. Just depending on the play style of these players, it would come down to that, right? But the one good thing I like about Joey is he does have one very safe backstone. Both backstones, very safe backstones. Whereas Marv does not. So let's talk about Teutons. What would you say would be the best optimal way to play Castle Age for Teutons? Double
uh,
monastery or something like that. Pick up all relics. What would you do?
depends a bit on the map, I guess. Let's see what the relics are. The relics are pretty close to him,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think he needs to invest that much.
You mean one monastery? You think is
Yeah,
fine?
but maybe like because you want the game to drag out, you want to do some sort of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But I would like to just do like stable monastery, but that's maybe more personal preference than
Mm-hmm.
the best strategy out there.
I mean, stable, yes. Which you could do maybe a few scouts and a knight or so, and then one monastery. I mean, you do have the better food eco, right? You would get the cheaper farms, so you're spending less wood. So
A lot
yeah,
stable with students as well because you can actually do knights without them getting converted by monks really hard.
exactly.
So
I think we talked
that's
about
pretty
this.
big.
So the knights from Teutons, are they worse than scouts or not from another civ against monks?
Oh, they should be worse, I think. But still,
Pretty good.
if you have like two scouts and two knights, you can do a lot with some decent micro.
Sure.
Like it's really hard to kill that for just a player with light cavalry or something like that.
Sure. So that makes a lot of sense. All right. So at this point, thank God there's no trush of any sort, at least from what.
Makes no sense for any of these ships to rush, in my opinion. Like
It's suicidal, right?
rushing Teutons is suicide. Going with Thrushes Teutons is just unnecessary and
Yeah.
makes no sense because you have the better Civ. So
Yeah.
yeah, this makes sense to play like this.
So this could be actually a good chance for Joey to. Well, it's not gonna be a good chance. It's gonna be a difficult one, but this is the part where he really needs to make this work, and maybe, as you said, try to push Teutons a lot harder before minute 30, because once they start getting everything that they have in their bag, this is gonna really become tough. Really, really, really become tough. Malians don't shine in any specific way. They're more of I think an all-rounder civ. They can do many things very well, but then they don't have any one specific thing that they can do the best, right? So
Kind of the pickle with them. And normally, like Malians normally are kind of nice because you can do a lot of cast switch pressure for not too many costs because the buildings are cheaper and in general you have decent eco with the free gold mining upgrade everything. But against students, it's kind of tricky. Maybe some pressure on the stones can be decent.
actually, Marv is going on stone.
Oh, he's gonna Fortissime Boom actually. This is a Fortissime Boom build order, which seems a bit extreme.
Yeah. Okay. And the one
Yeah,
thing I don't like about Joey, he's actually really scout Marv's entire map. If he saw those stones over there, he would get an idea right now that what's going on, right? Could see a mining camp over there as well. But
yeah, I'm not sure what his plan is. I mean, it's always good to scout, but yeah.
we see a barracks from Joey. What do you think about that?
Yeah, light cav play, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
So
he's
light
suspecting
cavalry.
a
I think light
trush.
cavalry with some
Smush.
siege could be nice to pressure a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it's pretty easy to defend for Teutons. Yeah, 40C seems a bit over the top here. Like I don't think you can justify it honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It can still like it can work out if Joey pushes slow, then it can work out. But yeah,
Well,
it's pretty early.
Stefan's way of even TG is always 3TC. I don't know if you heard him say that. He did 3TC with Gots and kind of failed miserably with that. And he was pocket. And then I asked him, why are you doing 3TC as Gots? He's like, because that's the best way to do it. I was like, I know you're much, much, much better than me, but I think here you do need 4TCs, man. So in 1v1, I think 4TC is kind of like an overkill in in my opinion at least. Because I
What do you
think
mean 3TC? You mean 3 extra TC? Or
no,
I'm a bit confused.
Stefan did total 3 TCs
Okay.
as pocket gods. I said you need 4, man. Like
It depends a bit on what civs you're fighting. Like sometimes
uh
you need to be faster than 40C because 40C boom is slow.
yes.
Like so sometimes the 1 minute later up matters so much that you cannot go for
Well,
40C.
this is
So it
what
depends what you're
happens.
fighting.
He did 3 TC. Enemy already had map control. He couldn't walk out of his base, and he let his flank completely die, and then he died. By minute 35, he was dead. So he couldn't spam at all. And then he tried to build barracks outside while there were plumes running around, I think. So that's when I was like, bro, you could do 4 TCs here. Still click minute 25. And then build buildings at home and spam
Minute
that.
25 for 40C boom, that's not really a thing.
Really? Do
Not
you
with
click
ghost.
later?
Yeah, I think so. 40C like being up. Well, maybe you can be up a bit early, but then you're not that far ahead in eco. I don't
Ah,
know. Like it's really hard to be up really early with 40C and having it make sense, because normally you also want all the eco upgrades, that kind of stuff. If you don't do that, 3TC can be just as strong as 40C eco wise. So yeah,
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
with 4TCs normally, and this is just my opinion, I normally can be 90 villager pop with hand card and click around anywhere between, depending on how my Dark Age went that game, 4 tiers to 3 tiers, I think minute 25, 30 at
Maybe I'm
most.
wrong in a minute. I don't
No,
know.
no, minute 25,
I
30.
just
You
know
can click
you're
like
kind of slow.
you
So
you you no no you can click minute 25, 30 with hand card, and the part where you're actually gonna skyrocket versus the 3TC is while you're upping and while he's upping, he has only 2 functional TCs, right? You have 3, so you're still booming practically. And by the time when you reach 28-minute mark, you will have like that extra 25 volts sitting on top of your eco, and then that's where you really spam, right? Whatever you're trying to do.
yeah, but it's a bit more complicated than that, because you also have like momentum, that kind of stuff, and it
Exactly,
can really
exactly,
matter a lot
exactly,
if you're up 1 minute earlier. So
exactly.
I don't
Uh,
know.
no, that makes
It's
sense.
tricky.
That makes we can quickly look up. So Malian, Joey's kind of chasing is on 3
Maybe
scouts.
actually
Yes.
it wasn't a 40C boom, it's a defensive castle build.
We
Uh,
see 1, 2, 3
I
TCs
kind of
here.
was expecting 40C though, but he maybe can't afford it.
Uh,
He's still on the stone though, so it seems to be a defensive castle actually. That makes it a bit more sense, I guess.
you mean protect the gold in front at least? Maybe
Yeah,
that's what his part is. You
but
can.
he's going like 0 on gold, which you can do. I personally don't like it because I like to have some map control, but sure,
I
just
mean,
go for it.
he's probably just trying to boom right now and says, "Okay, I'll win anyways in late game." So, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
want to see a. Ooh, there we
it's the
go,
same.
4 TC man, right there.
Oh, there's the 40C.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I'm not sure why he's on the stone still then. Like, he shouldn't be, because that means he probably will have idle time somewhere along the way, or at
Yeah.
least a little bit, or later upgrades at least. Like,
He is taking gold as well and stone as well. I'm not a big fan of that.
maybe it's
Pick
just
one.
a safety thing. It could be a safety. But the gold's not that bad because you can just buy food and still
Yeah.
do.
Or even save it up for maybe if you want to defend with mango
Maybe
or
he just
whatever.
wants some stone in the bank to do some towers. That is not the worst, I guess.
So what do you think about Joey's oh, he's going for the monk. I don't think they should get it. No. That's taken care of now. So what do you think about Joey should do right now? Like now he knows he can get the 5 relics, but then Joey this time is himself on a timer with 2 tons. What do you think Joey can do over here?
I think the timer is not as bad as the previous matchup though, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, if you have man control like this, I would like to make a forward workshop. Like, in the worst case scenario, he sees your workshop, he makes his own workshop and makes like a Mangano, and then you just stop producing and he makes another Mangano and he invested more than you, right? So
Right, right.
I like to just do that a little bit, but maybe he wants to go for early up and do some early pressure. I'm not sure what his idea is here. But
Right.
there's forward stones and forward gold, so like you can do a bit with mangonels. Just be annoying. Like, disturbing economy is really good. And now, like, he doesn't know this, but against 40C, it's really nice to have some pressure because he cannot afford to make the workshop for a while.
Yeah.
Would have to sacrifice idle time and stuff. Well, you don't really have to, but it's already a bit late. Like, it's
What time would
already
you
late.
recommend him Joey doing that? Like minute
It
20,
doesn't
19?
really depend on the time, but like the moment you see there's no monks coming out, you see the 40Cs, you should already send it instantly, in my opinion, if you
Instantly.
want to go for it.
Sure. What would be the best army composition from Tudon in this matchup? Like the safest death ball you can come up with. I know it's Siege on it, you're Teutonic Knight, but come on, there should be something a little bit more doable over here, right? What would you go with?
Like, I still think Siege Owners your champion, something like that is the way to go here.
Way to go. Okay, sure, that makes sense. And for Malians, as I've said, sure. Oh, actually, Joey is doing the Siege Workshop minute 22. Okay.
Well, now it's still okay, but now it's not gonna give him an advantage anymore because Marv already has his DCs running, right? So he will just make a workshop now,
Yeah.
counter it, and that's it. Like, he's already making it. It's super like obvious that it's gonna come.
Yeah,
So
because as you pointed out, you're absolutely right. Right now Marv is sitting on 75 pop, and this is already almost 80 now. So this is pretty much his eco. He's already got his eco up and running for his 4 TC boom. So it doesn't matter if he has to defend at this point. It's totally gonna be unnecessary for him to take any damage. And you can already see he already has a siege workshop now, and that could also be part of his building. Yeah. Oh, castle over there. Now that castle could become a little tricky with that mango coming out. Let's see if that will. Oh boy. Oh please. See that castle? Ah, he didn't even see it, so I think it's fine.
But yeah, his eco is obviously way ahead. I feel like maybe a bit more than it should be, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. If you go for map control and relics, I think you should make some army as well to pressure like some siege. Unless the other guy goes for army as well, because right now it's really tricky to say. Like it's worth it only if you go to like the 40-minute mark with 5 relics, but then you need to have a Sith that can do some stuff.
Right.
But he's up, so that's nice, I guess.
So really, as you said, lots of bombard cannons and hand cannons. Really, really fast before.
Yeah, I would have liked to see at least 2 minutes earlier, honestly.
Yeah. Because now Marv is so ahead, right? He's 95. There's 20 pop difference. Yeah, he has the 5 relics, which is what, like 6-7 villagers, or approximately.
Yeah. Otherwise, like Joey could have been researching chemistry at this point, and that would be pretty fast as well. And then maybe it could work, but it's a really hard matchup for him anyway. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of thinking about what else he can do, and I'm not too sure. Maybe Farimba Cavalier, if he does, but then Marv can go for helps. So yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, at this point, Marv can do a lot of tech switches, but mind you, he does have limited space in his base now, but he can always move on the left side, I mean his right side, but then Joey does have an outpost here, so Joey could potentially try to stop that, but we see barracks already, so either this is going to be infantry, standard infantry, or simply halberdiers.
It's actually going to be gunpowder because he's doing padded archer, and there's nothing else he can do but gunpowder with that. So. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually like this from Joey, that Joey is actually going to do gunpowder, while Marv is actually doing infantry. This could work.
Yeah, but it's too late to push with gunpowder, right?
Yeah.
Because you can just do granulations now, and that's it.
Yeah, and he has literally 450 stone already, so this is gonna be really... I mean, he could ignore that castle and kill the rest, but then that's not optimal, right? You do want to kill those stuff over there.
Oh, I can make traps though, that's true. So maybe he can push actually.
Yeah.
I do think chemistry is one of the better bets he has here.
A lot better,
but
yes.
I do think the timing is a bit off.
A lot off, yes. 2 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes early would have been perfect. Because now look at the resources.
Well, I mean, 5 relics is also really nice, but it's just against this Sith, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Because Marv will have enough gold to do SO and helps, right? So...
yeah, there's not much else you can do other than chemistry, so...
Looking at Joey's resources, how is he gonna afford even making a simple bombard cannon with his current wood income? What's going on over here?
Oh, he can make it, no worries. He's just making a lot of ranges, that's the
That's what's causing it? Okay, so 2 trebs, I do see the 2 trebs. How is he gonna kill that 1 Teutonic Knight though?
Yeah.
Okay, no, sorry. Okay, the hand cannons are right there. And crenulation is already there too.
Joey needs to go right now, like... Every second here is a problem. Like he should have been microing the scouts, killing that Mangano, and he should already be trapping that castle. Now, this is already a minute delay again, just because it's not microing. Like it's so big. And
yes,
Marv will do Onager, Siege Onager, and
his own bombard cannons very soon. Look at the timer on that. 30.
Yeah, he can do full siege
30.
as well.
Yeah.
And he goes to TC, which makes it's fine, I guess. Just keep the traps working, that's an important part here. I like that he made traps instead of BBCs, though. Like, that's smart
move, right?
He's aware of the granulation at least, so that's good.
Yeah, those castles are already 8+5. Okay, the good thing is that bomber cannon is coming. So unless Marv decides to do potato micro over here from this point on, I think this is not bad at all, right? Bomber cannon's already
what
out
Marv
there.
is doing is going for Cavaliers, and I think that's the right move that can wreck everything. So.
Yeah.
But then again, there is a counter to that from the Marines, and they can go camels. But
Yeah, but do you think he can make this big tech switch so far?
no, not yet. Well, he is just 100 pop. It's not terrible. But again, camels against Teutons is already a bit weird.
Yeah, few Teutonic Knights in the mix, and then the camels are nowhere to be
Oh, don't
seen.
try to kill that trap. Yeah, you can
Oh, whoa, go back, man. Shit. Yeah, that's the power of those castles, man. 8+5.
Like, he should have villages forward here, repairing traps, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of small mistakes. It's costing him like a lot of time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking great there.
2 bombard cannons from Marv, and I think now that castle will never die. In my opinion.
Those 2 bomber cannons, that's like the 1 minute that he should be attacked
Yes,
earlier,
exactly.
then that castle will be gone. Right?
Exactly.
It's
You
all-
are
it's all about
100%
movement.
right.
Way should have been one faster than this.
And the micro isn't the best from Joey at this point. I'm pretty sure, of course, he's trying, but he's not able to micro everything, right? He's fighting traps and whatnot. But as I said, that castle didn't go down, and it's fully repaired. And it has extra HP as well. Oh boy. This is gonna be a death ball very soon. Like, Joey needs something other than those freaking hand cannoners at this point. What would he...
Yeah, he's adding camels, but so it's kind of mad.
Kind of late at this point, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't really have a choice, I think, at this point, but...
Okay, Marv, come on. You're doing with that Trebs. He's gonna get away with this, isn't he not?
Yeah, he cannot do anything against that.
Yeah.
Like, what can he do? He has no siege, so... This is the point where it's just gonna snowball out of control.
And look
He
at that
lost
castle that just came up. That's gonna shoot from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, you literally cannot do anything beyond this point. Like, you can't even bring your camels close to these castles now, and those traps and sieges just gonna...
I mean, this game is pretty much over at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he had a small frame of time, but he... I was not aware of it, or he just didn't do it fast enough.
He didn't take the engagement, right? And that just...
You need to
cost
take
him.
some risky fights and shit. Like, you need to just make pressure work somehow. It doesn't matter how, but yeah, Marv can just keep making castles now at this point.
Marv has 16... no, how many idle wills? 24 idle wills. What do you think about that?
Well, it's just sloppy macro, I guess.
Yeah. Both are surprisingly 150 pop. Exactly 150. So Marv is doing
doesn't matter.
pikes with paladins.
Well, the paladins are just gonna be like the sweep unit, right? He just has a small army in front, then Joey shows his hand, and then 30 paladins come in
Bam!
and clear everything.
Yes,
and it's,
bang, and then it's all over really fast.
it's GG at this point. It's already GG. So.
Yeah. Joey's putting the castle, one more castle back there, but yeah, this is... But Joey does have one back goal and backstone still remaining. He could take
But the
that.
resources don't matter at all. Like, he has 5 relics as well, but what you gonna do against an army you can't kill? Like,
Well, that is actually true.
that's why going for relics with this matchup is kinda...
If he... I mean, even in this
Actually, I
game,
think
he
Marv
had
def-
that window. He had that window when we were talking about,
Yeah,
right? He had that
well,
window.
he would still be really hard to push, but like, he couldn't really let him get castles and traps
And
stuff.
crenellations, to be very exact. Hit him before he has his own bombard cannon and crenellations, and then at least you have some spot.
But you
over
cannot
there.
hit him before his own board cannon if you are going for relics. So
Yeah.
that's why I would have liked to see just like low eco gunpowder push. And I think Marv would have actually struggled against low eco gunpowder push with 40
Yeah, because he was being hungry for 4 TCs, and that could have really punished him, right?
Yeah.
But now he's like, all right, I guess now he has all the time in the world. He's putting He has already paladins, and Joey's just doing cavalier now. Those are some good camels, 7+6, but nothing is gonna beat that.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah. And those hand
But at
cannons
least
are
it's still
spread
good.
formation as well. They will die instantaneously in 1 second. Everything is gone.
Cool, GG.
Yep, the game is over, I think. They should call. Oh boy. Because Marv is now doing Halberdier is done, so Halberdier and Paladin with that amount of siege in the back, this is a very nasty death roll.
This is also why in a series it's so important to win your serve wins. Like last game Joey should have won, and now he cannot afford any bad civ matchups. So like this matchup is just instantly killing him.
You would have suggested Celts over here, right?
Yeah, I think Celts would have been at least a better shot there. Like it would still be hard, but I think you can do a lot more work. Like a shit ton of boats, siege ram, hopes.
Yeah.
Maybe even a bit more chance to do castle age pressure with like a lot of siege and shit. But
Okay, so this is the big engagement. Joey is pushing with 171 pop. Don't fight the siege first. Fight the. Oh, this is actually a bad engagement now.
I think he will still trade pretty good there, but it's just one fight, right?
Yeah, and then this will keep coming more and more, right? Maybe Joey is thinking, I have 5 relics, I could do this later, late game too.
Next fight, Marv will have 30 health mixed in as well.
Yeah, he already has. Look at them. They're already, like, they're not a lot, but they're enough to support the paladins over there, right? And then a few Teutonic Knights here and there. I think they kind of kill whatever is left over there, right? That one Teutonic Knight has 80 HP and 5+3 armor. That's a lot of armor for a freaking guy on foot, man. Alright, so there will be a second engagement. What do you think?
Oh, the second engagement will be worse.
Will be worse.
Maybe even he wins, but it doesn't matter at this point. That's the problem. Like it's just delaying the inevitable doom.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, maybe the only thing I can think of in Joey's mind is I have 5 relics, I can do this longer, but then again, look at the castle over there. There are 5 trebs there. That castle may go down really.
Just kill it. You can just kill it.
Yeah, just deploy them right away.
It's correlations actually, so you can't do it anymore. But...
Okay. Oh, look at his army trap. Look at this. Not Marv, Joey. I mean, look what he did. He fucked the halberdiers, and look what Marv did. He snuck around with those paladins, and everything is dead. Oh, this is hard to watch.
Yeah, it's.
Nah, the population. I mean, they're still close population-wise, identical, 167, but the military count is changing pretty fast. What do you think of Marv's 116 villagers only with 4 TCs? He didn't delete any, did he?
I mean, I don't know why it's low. Maybe he lost a few on the right side, it seems.
Okay, could be.
Like, he doesn't need that many though. But he has good army count. He's 180 pop, so...
Yeah, it's working for him.
Not sure how his bank is looking. Yeah, look at his bank. Like, makes no sense that fills when you have
Yeah,
a bank like that.
yeah, without relics, he's hoarding 4k freaking gold, man.
Yeah. The relics only matter, like, really late, so...
1 hour plus, right?
Yeah,
I mean-
well, it was nice, obviously, but when the matchup is this bad, the relics don't really win you the game, so...
I mean, look, he's still taking his primary gold. There's not a lot of gold left on every pile, but one pile is 700, the other one are kind of 100 each. So he still has a little bit more gold over there, and then this is gonna be... Like, I would love to see a third match, but this is, as you pointed out, kind of really stretching the inevitable here.
If I were Marv, I would just switch siege orange now, and then you have to spend pretty much no gold, just spam hopes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing they can do, really.
Yeah, those
I love it so
paladins and halberdiers, I think, are gonna kill mostly everything. You wouldn't need much more. Yep, look at that fight. So pop 62 military, 25, 21, 20, 9, 16. Yep, it's gone. Everything is gone here. This
It
was
just fell.
full mopped
Once
up.
again, just full melt. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah, that was a full mop up here, and I mean, what? I mean, look at Joey's goal is 100, right? He's even with 5 relics, he's sitting on 100. Well,
Yeah, I mean 5 relics is not that strong. Like,
yeah, unless you're in Aztecs, but even with
right
that,
now they start to kick in pretty much, but it doesn't matter if you already lost all your gold. So.
Exactly. Fortified walls are there, but again, what are you planning to defend those walls with? Those Furimba Cavalier Light Cav is not gonna do much for you.
No, there's no unit you can make.
Yeah. I really feel bad for Joey. I mean, he really tried to fight this out, but it's not gonna work, right? This is just...
I get almost the right idea. I think he just missed
timing.
one. Just that he needs to be faster. He didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But he really should realize that he had to be faster than this.
I mean, that would make a really good question for the interview. That did you not realize that if you don't kill Teutons early, this is gonna be really difficult? This is probably... I mean, he is doing skirms. Those are killing the Halberdiers, but look at that amount of paladins running into his base right now.
But like the skirms against this many ops, you need to micro them forever, and
Yes.
even then, it's almost impossible to make it work.
And I mean, what does he have against this paladins, right? Nothing. He is sending those camels back in the base right now, as we see. But by the time his camels will arrive, I think he will be minus 20 pops or something like that. Or minus 30. Well, Marv, don't attack houses. He is attacking houses over there. With some of those paladins. Okay,
I
no,
think
not
he
really.
assumed that was wolves, so he wanted to go through.
Yeah. Alright, so the villager count is dropping really fast, and those paladins are just pouring in. Marv still has 3k gold, and he hasn't even finished his gold in the TC you know, the one behind his castle he's repairing. So, yep. That is rough.
But this matchup is really hard anyway
Yes.
for Joey. Like, it makes sense he didn't win this one.
Yeah. Joey is 91 villagers, so he lost a lot, and he's sitting on 125 pop.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not calling it. I mean, it's kind of dark moving right now. I guess he's just trying really hard.
Yeah, he wants to. I think. I mean, of course, it's. They first thought this is semifinals. It's actually not semifinals. It's one game before the last two, so this is still best of 3. So I think he wanted to try really.
Even close to semifinals. Right?
No, it is. Both losers bracket and top bracket are now right after this game are semifinals now.
Oh, okay. Semifinals for the loser bracket. That makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Right after this. So let's do a quick interview. Very quick. You can start with the first game, which was, I think, what was it? The Trush game? Ethiopians versus Slavs, right? Yes. Hello, Joey. How are you?
Hello.
I'm fine.
Not after the last game, man. You really tried hard. It was really tried, but your Civ was against you. And that. Alrighty.
Well, the first game was frustrating to play with some maps like this. I was just I'm not gonna play this shit, man. This is just fucked up. I don't know.
Oh man.
Alright, so
I mean, with a boom sieve and a map like this, both forward, stone forward, and main god forward.
I think your map was not as bad as you say or think.
The first game, you mean?
yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you had plenty of gold in the back, and with Slavs you only need gold to just clear a Thrush, and then you're fine. They have map control, and then it doesn't really matter how bad your map is.
And
Yeah, sure, of course. I did not lose because of the map, because it's better. Probably not. I'm just saying I don't really like to play with the maps. That's all.
yeah. All right, so congratulations, Marv. We will start with game one very quickly. So, Marv, my first question is: when you saw your map in game one, what's the first thing that came to your mind?
I thought, well, if I don't rush, I lose because I had no back map, I had no resources saved.
I will quote Derp on this. Derp said the only thing he has back is his woodline and his berries. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I honestly I don't like to rush because it's really risky, especially versus good economy civs like Slavs.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's try, because if I boom and T go monks or go with Mangonel and pressure my main gold, I'm just dead because I have nothing else. And making a castle will not be in time. I mean, I could do it straight when I reach castle age, but then I'm like 20 verts behind when you boom, and I'm not.
absolutely.
So
And even
I
if you
thought,
go full boom against Slavs, I don't think you're gonna have a fun time in Imp. So
I think on Imp is Slav has definitely an advantage, but you can win, but not with this map. Like,
yeah,
there
but
was no way.
like, you can win almost any matchup, but you shouldn't win that one late game.
Yeah, and so I was really happy when he lost like 10 wills to the tower. So it's like, okay, man, I can.
Yeah, he lost so much. So Joey, can I ask you a question about game one? What's your obsession with rushing down towers?
What?
What is your obsession with rushing down towers?
Like punching the towers. That's what he means.
Yeah, that's just. I would prefer don't talk about game one, because
Okay,
I did
no.
my map on slabs. I said, okay, this is... I was not even focusing on the game. I said, okay, fuck up.
No
On the
worries.
second game, I even lost of villagers.
We'll very quickly talk about the game we had to re. The reason, Marv, we did a re, you would have played the whole game on just 2 gold mines. I was pretty sure if you found that out by minute 30, you would be pretty mad at the moderators, saying that you let me play the whole game with only 2 gold mines. I mean, you could access the third one, but you would have had to dig it out. And that's when we paused, and I was like, I don't think so. As the rules of this tournament are very simple, kind of easier to understand, is if any way the map is going to hinder the player's performance drastically, which I mean, playing on 2 goals is kind of really unfair. And that's when we were like, that's why when we were like, okay, nope, this will be and then Joey said, I lost a villager too. I said, okay, so it works in both people's favor. Just read the game. It's fine. Of course, the villager thing was not the reason. I already had told him, you are reading this. And that's when he told me, oh, really?
Well,
I lost a villager, so I can read? I said, no, not because of your villager, but... anyway, that worked out well. We can talk about game 3. I'll let Derp ask the questions for game 3.
Oh, okay. So what did you think about the matchup, Joey? What were your thoughts?
It's a really bad matchup in my opinion. It's just.
So what is your plan? Like, did everything happen according to plan, or?
I mean, I did see that he's on stone in Dark Age, so I was pretty sure he will put a castle on his main gold. I did try to pressure it a little bit, but did not really work. I was trying to just go imp first and try to trap down his shit and push fast with M cannons, bomber cannons, but it did go for fast annihilation. So I had to go back.
I think you were just too slow in the pressuring. Like if you see us on stone, you know he's gonna do something defensive, right? So you don't need to invest heavily into map control and that kind of stuff, and you just want to be up as fast as possible. I think the only way to win that matchup is probably like low eco hand cannoneer gunpowder push, something like that.
Very fast. Minute 25, you're pushing him already, right? 26, 25.
Don't think it's possible to click up 25 if you do go for scouts, monks.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the point. So that's why I think that was an overinvestment into the Castle Age.
But I think you have to do kind of scouts because when I go Monk Rush, it's also problems
Yeah,
for him.
exactly. And my main gold was a piece of shit. Sorry,
Yeah.
but I cannot just go for
Yeah, but
nothing. in
you're
this
not gonna
matchup.
monk rush when you're on stone, right?
Yeah, sure, but I don't know when he saw the stone, so.
True. I mean, regardless, it is a tough matchup. You are playing with one
Yeah,
of
it
the
is a
most
hard one,
defensive
for sure.
civ that can also do smush and even trust you. They can do a lot of things. I mean, he won't trust you. I mean, he already has a civ win, but there's a lot of things you have to worry about when playing Teutons. But I kind of agree fully with Derp here that the only window of opportunity you had was give a shit about relics, give a shit about map control, and pray that you don't get smushed, which probably would not have really happened in time because he was in stone, as you saw in Dark Age, and just try to click up idle TC, click up 22-minute.
Yeah, and should I let him get 5 relics?
Yeah, let him get them because you're gonna lose either way. Did those 5 relics help you? You had
Relics
0
are fine.
gold while Marv was sitting on 4,000 gold at the very end of the game. And this is why I think you had no chance. Like, no matter how well you play, the Civ is just against you, right? You cannot beat Tuden's.
In post imp, it's impossible almost.
Yeah.
You cannot push
But
that.
why did you pick Malians? That would be my question. Why not Celts? Derp said he would probably go with Celts. Why wouldn't you go with Celts instead of Malians?
I did not hear that he's gonna go Teutons. I mean,
Oh, really?
actually,
I mean, it's also
we did not
like
talk together.
I agree that as well. Like, it doesn't matter too much, but the reason what I said for Celts is like, you cannot really afford to lose another game, so he's either gonna pick Titans game 2 or 3. So if you're gonna get screwed, it's better to be screwed in game 3 than game 2. Like, at least you can win a game against students.
Right.
Right, because if he picks Titans game 2 and you're Melius, you're screwed anyway. If he picks Titans game 3, yeah, I don't know. It's super tricky to pick that. I agree with that, but I would pick Celts, but it's not a big deal because it's kind of a gamble anyway.
My last question is for both, actually. I'll ask one. Joey, you can answer, and then Marv, you can answer. Joey, was picking Goths just a mind game? And Marv, when you saw him pick Goths, did that mean you in your mind, oh shit, I'm never gonna pick Mayans in this matchup? So go ahead, Joey, answer this.
I was pretty sure I'm not gonna play Goth, but I picked them so just to make sure he's not gonna play Mines because I don't like to play.
Mind games. All right, Marv, what do you think about that?
Actually, I like Mayans. It's one of my best sets. And I like to micro those plumes. But I saw already he picks Slavs and Celts then, and then I was like, okay, I am not playing Mayans because they lose versus Celts, they lose versus Slavs. And then he picked Goths, and then I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just pick another a Civ which kills the Goth. So I had Teutons, I had Ethiopians, and Spanish.
You sure about Ethiopians killing Goths?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
man.
of course, man.
In 1v1?
Yeah, the Shorter Warriors.
Just go
the-
Shotos.
Yeah,
the Shorter.
you can afford 4 castles while Goth's gonna spam with barracks.
I think 2
Right.
castles enough with the
Yeah.
unique tech, honestly.
What do you think about that, Derp?
Yeah, you need 2 castles, that's true. But I still think Ghosts can compete with Ethiopians.
You have way better economy with Ethiopians. You will get a map.
Yeah, we just spend like hardly any resources when you're Ghosts, right? Everything is so cheap.
Yeah, but you need to get the economy rolling to get the spam rolling, and by that
I think
that time,
I think you can do that with Ghosts.
pretty difficult for in my opinion. But well, sure, you can win any match. I played the last days versus Aztecs like four games with Hans, with Magyars, with Korea, and I won.
That's true. But I think Ghosts with Ethiopians is kind of fine. I think that matchup mainly just depends on whoever gets the best map, not the Civ.
True. If you got the potato map you got with Ethiopia in the first game and then Goth has the Slav map, I think it's pretty over for Ethiopians. Minute, even Castle Age, you can not click up to Imperial Age minute 26 and just spam 6 barracks of normal Huskarls and then you're still fucked to death, right? In my opinion, then. Can't do much at that point. But well played, both of you. I think it was really interesting game. the first game was a bit Titanic. Second, the next game, the Teutons game, Joey, you really tried pretty much the best you could with your Civ. You could have done a little strategy, but late game you tried your best, and it really, really was not. Teutons is just gonna do Teuton stuff, right?
Different game.
Yeah.
For me, it worked perfectly. I wanted to play the second game with Teutons because I knew I win every Civ he has with Teutons, and
Yeah, pretty much.
that was basically my. Even if I lose the first one, I'm gonna come back in the second. And when I won the first, I was like, okay, the second one is no problem, so I win.
Well, either way, well played from both of you. King Marv, you will advance to next level, which would be the semi-final actually now. And I think you also missed out the very last round, round 6. So you will be in round 5, playing either versus Dark or Evil. And after that, in round 6, we have Steve Rogers over there. And let's see how that turns out. Thank you so much for playing. And Derp, thank you so much for co-casting in such a short notice with me.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah, bye,
Have
Derp.
fun.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, guys.